Cattle has been a food source for man for over 6,000 years. The first cattle in the Western Hemisphere was brought by Christopher Columbus on his second voyage to the New World in 1493. Cattle was first introduced to the United States by Hernando Cortez in 1519. In 1625, mass amounts of cattle were brought from England and Northern Europe to the United States. In 1880, the Western cattle boom began. This was where many Americans became ranchers. In 1926, the United States Department of Agriculture, or the USDA, created the standards for packing and shipping beef. In 1947, beef reached the highest level of consumption ever recorded in the United States. In 1978, the Humane Slaughter Act created strict animal handling and slaughter practices which were monitored by government inspectors. Beef was first endorsed by the American Heart Association as a healthy food in 1987. Today, there are over 70 different types of cattle living in the United States. A few of the more popular types of cattle are the Angus, the Hereford, the Simmental, and the Charolais. Calves are born year-round. They remain with their mothers for the first several months of life on farms or ranches. The way the cows are treated from here on depends on the way the ranchers want to produce the beef. To produce grain-fed beef, cattle spend their lives both eating grass in a pasture and grain in a feedlot. To produce grass-finished beef, cattle spend almost all their lives in grass pastures. To produce certified organic beef, cows are raised with no growth hormones or chemical antibodies. To produce natural beef, it does not matter what the cattle are fed, as long as they do not contain artificial flavoring, coloring, chemical preservatives, or synthetic ingredients. Once cattle have reached the age of 18 to 22 months, or weigh between 1,100 and 1,250 pounds, they are considered to be finished and are transported to packaging plants to be slaughtered and processed. After the beef is safely processed and packaged, it is inspected one last time and then sent out to supermarkets and restaurants. Hello, and welcome to the CAC News. I am Caitlin Puckey, and my fellow reporter Toby Thompson is in the field today collecting research for our newest media buzz, which is the case of the farmer versus the cow. The farmer has been under investigation lately for the supposed serial slaughterings of cows. Now we go to the field with Toby Thompson. Toby? Thanks, Kaylin. Now we're here with the farmer from Beef and Protein Slaughterhouse. Farmer, how do you respond to the allegations against you?
Seriously? Is this real? Am I being punked right now?
We're at the CAC News.
CAC News? I've never heard of that.
Cruelty against cow news. Now, how do you respond?
Cows are beef and beef is protein.
No, about the investigation.
False!
What do you mean false?
I didn't do it!
We have photos of you committing the crime.
That photo right there, is that your evidence?
Yes.
This is so fake. This all is fake news. This is so photoshopped.
Photoshopped by who?
The cows!
How could the cows possibly Photoshop it?
They're smart. They're full of all that good nutrition like iron and phosphorus and B vitamins and zinc and riboflavin and thiamine. Now, that makes the meat smart for you and all that protein. Oh my gosh, it's so delicious.
Are you saying you eat cows?
No?
Alright, back to you, Kaylin. Thanks, Toby. I hope you all enjoyed this week's CAC News special. And stay tuned for the next episode of CAC News, Cruelty Against Cats. Kaylin Puckey, signing off. Protein is an essential part of an organism, and it participates in almost every function within the cell. Proteins are polypeptides. These are organic compounds made up of amino acids. Polypeptides. The amino acids in a polymer are joined together by peptide bonds. Proteins are linear polymers. They are built up using up to 20 different types of amino acids. And they fold into three-dimensional structures.
Three-dimensional structures.
Most microorganisms and plants can biosynthesize the 20 standard types of amino acids, while some animals, like humans, have to attain the amino acids through their diet. Amino acids that organisms cannot synthesize are called essential amino acids. During digestion, animals break down protein into free amino acids and use them in the metabolism. Today, my friend, the cow,
Moo.
is here to assist me in showing you how to find the different types of meat on cattle. Now, the parts of the cow we have are the sirloin, the chunk, the round, the brisket, the rib, and 2 shanks. The shanks are both on the back leg and the front leg. The sirloin is towards the middle between the ribs here and the round. The round goes on the butt area. The ribs go in front of the sirloin. The chunk goes on the shoulder. And the brisket goes beneath the chunk. So you have the round, the sirloin, the rib, the chunk, the brisket, and 2 shanks on the legs. And this is how the meat is laid out in the cow.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah!
All right. Hello, my name is Tevin, and today I am going to talk about the universal sensation that is the hamburger. As we all know, there are many fast food chains that we all can recognize. Recognize this guy? Yeah? Well, I do too. Sounds good too, but I'm not going to talk about McDonald's. What I am going to talk about is the history and chemistry of this hamburgers. Did you know that the first hamburger chain was in 1904 and it was called White Castle Hamburger? That sounds like a very old hamburger chain to me. Even sounds old. It's like 1800s. And now, I'm going to make a burger. But in order to make a burger, we need our ingredients. And we need hamburger meat, buns, condiments, and cheese, if need be. And yeah, so let's go cook a hamburger. Alright, let's cook this hamburger. Nice and hot grill. While this is cooking, okay, while the burgers are cooking, I'm going to talk about the chemical reactions in a burger. When you put a patty onto the grill, the heat from the fire heats up the particles and causing them to move around more. And instead of this frozen block of ice, you get a meaty, juicy patty that over time obviously gets cooked by the flames and is charbroiled. And that's pretty much it. Alright, now let's check how these burgers are doing. That's one good burger. Alright, now that I've done cooking this burger, now let's actually make the burger. First you put the burger on your buns, right? And you get your cheese. Yeah. You put on your burger. And you get your condiments if need be, if you want any. And for me, I chose ketchup and enjoy. Now let's cook this hamburger.
Oh!